Hi, Algebra 1. So today we're starting on the multiplication counting principle, and I just wanted to let you know, this is my dog. She's really cute, and she's sleepy. And her name is Luna, and she's going to be sitting here doing the math with me. So you can see on my screen here that I have some examples pulled up, and then down here is your assignment. So I'm going to show you what I really expect from you to type on here, and then also to remind you how to do the multiplication counting principle. This is also sometimes called the fundamental counting principle, and this makes tree diagrams obsolete because, yes, you can visually see in the tree diagram all of the different avenues and the different possibilities that you can take, but here, this is good for a quick calculation of large numbers of possible outcomes, like when you're getting 18 different tray options at the lunch. So here we go. So the first one says you're taking a survey on your experience at Taco Bell. For the first 5 questions, you can answer below average, average, or above average for each question. So that means that there are three outcomes for the first 5 questions. So the first 5 opportunities are going to be, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. That's 5 of them, right? Okay. So all we're doing is multiplying all of the possible outcomes. And if you read the text, then you know this. And then also, if you remember from last year, all we did was multiply. So then it says for the last 3 questions, you can respond with either agree or disagree. So now there's only 2 more options for the last 3 questions. So the next 3 of them, I pushed the wrong button, sorry, times 2 times 2 times 2, because you only got 2 options. It's either going to be agree or disagree. So looking at it here, we've got 3 different options for the first 5 questions and 2 different options for the last 3 questions. And then we multiply them all together. And so this is what I want to see whenever you go and do these problems down here at the bottom. I want to see what you are multiplying. That way I know really quick where your issue is if you have one. So I went ahead and did this math beforehand because I'm smart and Clark keeps saying that my videos are too long. So there's that, and I multiplied it and it was 1944. So there are 1,944 different outcomes for this survey from Taco Bell. Somebody's calling me. Give me a second, guys. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. So my husband called. The end. Okay. So there are 1,944 different opportunities. If you want to put a comma in there, that's your business. I tend not to because of unknown reasons. I just never fell into that habit. Okay, so the next thing. How many 8-digit numbers can be formed if the leading digit cannot be a 0 and the last number cannot be a 1? So when we're talking about digits, we're talking about like the numbers, the number keys on your phone or on your, right here, the keyboard. There you go. So there are 10 numbers. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That, I don't know why I said 10, because I've been counting with my 5-year-old all day. Okay, so there are 10 of them, 0 through 9. So how many 8-digit numbers can be formed if the leading one cannot be a 0? So now that goes from 10 options to annihilating the 0. So now there's only 9 options for the first one. And then there's no restriction on the second number, and they're not dependent on anything else, so there's that. And that's the same for like the next 6 numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a total of 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Great. But it says an 8-digit number. So the last one can't be a 1. It can be a 0. But it can't be a 1. And so that, again, takes off one of our numbers. And so that is also times 9. And whenever I did the multiplication on that, it was 81 million. The end. Okay, now that I did that problem, I realized that there's dependent and independent things. And so I'm actually going to take this problem right here, and I'm going to move it up into the examples portion because this is very important to see. And I just realized that neither one of these is dependent on the previous question. So I'm going to do this one and I'm going to fill in that blank with someone else. So a baseball manager is determining the batting order for the team. They have 9 players. And if you know anything about baseball, you only get to, bat once in the rotation unless you're super special or something. My knowledge of baseball is very surface level, so yeah. Anyway, so the team has 9 players, and he definitely wants the pitcher to bat last. So I stayed and taught with the baseball coach from New Albany, and that year I went to every single baseball game that they played because while I was in college, I didn't have any money and I didn't have anything else to do. So I went to all of those. Me and my husband did, and I learned a lot about pitchers and how they usually are excellent pitchers, but not always the best batters. So, very fun stuff. It's interesting there. Anyway, so how many batting orders are possible? Well, it keeps doing that, doesn't it? Sorry. So there's 9 possibilities. Oh dear. If you remember last year, I did this. Let's see, is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then one more. So there's only, there's only one option for the last one, and this is going to be the pitcher. In the first spot, except for the pitcher, in that first spot, so there were 9. That's not 9. I can count. So in the first spot, there were 9, and now we've taken out the pitcher, and so now there's only 8 people left. And then one of them has already batted, so now there's only 7 left. And now 2 of them have already batted, so now there's only 6 positions left, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and then there's only 1 thing left there. Now, I didn't do the math yet on this one, so I'm going to take out my handy-dandy phone, and I'm going to hide behind it so y'all can't see me. I'm kidding. I'm going to sit here and multiply on my phone. You can multiply on your Chromebook, or on your phone, or on your calculator, because you actually have one of those at your house, like a crazy person. Now, these last 2, you can't see this very well, but these last 2 ones right here, there we go. These last 2 ones, I didn't type them into my calculator because anything times 1 is itself. So, why would I waste the finger strokes on that? So there are, you can't read this either, but there are 40,320 different batting orders that he could make as long as the pitcher is batting last. If it didn't matter about the pitcher batting last, then we would just make this a 9 instead, move it to the front over here, and then we would multiply all of this by 9. So there's that. Okay, so I'm going to go find you another question to put in right here. In this questions, it says, what if it can be repeated and what if it cannot be repeated? So this is both an independent and a dependent question. So you need to have 2 answers there. And so please just, write your multiplication out and then your equals. And then, there's that. Suppose you've totally forgotten the combination to your number. Or to your locker. I love this one because it's a 2-parter, right? So first, there's all these different numbers that you can choose from. And then there's a time limit on your combinations, and so how long will it take to test all the possible combinations? This is definitely a thinker question, and I love it. So I'm going to go find you another question real quick, and I'm not going to come back and talk to you again. So thank you for bearing with me today. Make sure that you do this. This is your entire assignment. You do not need to do the questions out of the book or anything. Read through that if you need a refresher on that, or you can email me anytime. You can post comments and whatever. You can communicate with each other. Tomorrow, you will be doing the performance task, and so I'm going to make a quick video to walk through the guidelines of that and what I expect from it with you, and then that's pretty much it. So And then we're on official spring break. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, virtually anyway. And yeah, that's it. Have a great weekend.